Okay,
Maybe I need to.
here is my live audience again for my speech.
It's recording this time. Okay, good.
It is recording.
Okay.
How many of you have heard the old joke, one day the wind stopped blowing in Nebraska and everyone fell down? It's funny because, as those of us who live here know, there's some truth to that. The wind can interfere with everything from picnics and other outdoor activities to our good hair days. But there are some uses for the wind besides flying kites. Some of you in the Hastings area may have noticed what looks like a giant windmill near the Central Community College campus. Others may have encountered the trucks on the highway carrying what looked to be giant airplane propellers. These are in fact wind turbines, and they are used to harvest the wind and turn it into electricity. There are two basic types of wind turbines. There is the vertical axis turbine, which looks like an egg beater. And then there are the horizontal axis wind turbines, which look like the propeller sitting on top of a tower, as the one over by the Central Community College campus. These are the type that are most frequently used for wind energy. As Chris Woodford, the science and technology author, explains in his article, Wind Turbines, on his website, explainthatstuff.com, there are four basic components to a wind turbine. There is the rotor, which is what looks like the giant airplane propeller, and it is the part that catches the wind. There is the nacelle, which sits behind the rotor blades, and that's what houses the drive shaft. And then there's the drive shaft and a generator. How wind turbines convert wind into energy is the wind spins the rotor blades, the rotor turns the drive shaft located in the nacelle, and then the generator takes that energy from the drive shaft and converts it into electricity. When you have multiple turbines grouped together, those form the wind farms that we're familiar with. There are numerous advantages to wind energy. It's clean compared to the fossil fuels like coal that emit particles into the air, compromising our air quality. It's renewable because wind is a constant in Nebraska. And it's sustainable because, as the Wind Energy Technologies Office points out, wind is a form of solar energy, so as long as the sun shines and the wind blows, the energy produced can be harvested. There are also advantages closer to home, such as wind energy bringing jobs and private investors into the state of Nebraska. As Senator John S. McCollister, representative of Legislative District 20, points out in his September 28th opinion article in Omaha World Herald, Facebook has recently announced its intention of locating a data center in Papillion, and they made this decision primarily because Omaha Public Power District could offer them the ability to meet most of their wind energy goals by having the wind energy available. It's also of some benefit to landowners such as farmers and ranchers, because these farmers and ranchers receive lease payments for leasing their land to the energy companies such as NextEra, and these lease payments could total somewhere around $37 million over the life of a property. However, there are some who feel that the cost of wind energy far outweighs the benefits. For instance, almost 100% of wind energy is state and federally subsidized. In fact, author and journalist Robert Bryce reports in his 2016 article for the National Review, the biggest wind energy companies in the country received in local, state, and federal subsidies somewhere around $176 billion by the year 2016, all paid for by taxpayers. Property owners who are being faced with wind farms moving in next door are expressing concerns about their decreasing property values, and as it turns out, they are correct. Jude Clement, who is a contributor for Forbes magazine, found that residential properties within a 2-mile radius of wind farms decreased 25 to 40% in property value. Others have expressed concerns regarding the impact of wind turbines on human health, specifically due to infrasound. Infrasound is defined as sound which occurs below normal human hearing levels, or 20 hertz. Jerry Punch, PhD, and Richard James, who's a biomedical engineer, found that a significant percentage of people exposed to infrasound, such as that associated with wind farms, for long periods of time experience adverse symptoms such as sleep disturbances and poor mental health. Nebraska is currently ranked 4th in the nation for wind energy potential, but 17th in the nation for actual wind energy installations as of last year. The state of Nebraska clearly has the capability to be one of the nation's leaders in wind energy production, and it does appear that with all the benefits of renewable wind energy, it would be a wise move to jump on that train. It's clean, it's sustainable, and we have plenty of the raw material. It also brings jobs and investors to our state. But as with all questions, it is important to consider both sides, and decreased property values and potential health concerns should be considered as well. I hope I have presented enough information about both sides of the wind energy question to help you begin to form your own opinion about this potential energy resource. Thank you.
Very good. All right, good job, Stacy. Got more people here now. So